Today is a very different life, a special life. And this life is very close to your health. Yes, I'm talking about the latest advances, latest developments in medical technology and how this medical technology can really produce the life-threatening hazards. So here we are discussing about the top 10 hazards of the medical technology or a healthcare technology. And you'll be surprised. One by one, I will be taking a brief. It will be very crisp. So please be there. Watch it. I want everybody to watch this. You must know this before ever going to any hospital or ever going to any technology. Right? So here we begin. The first and foremost is the point of attraction. That is alarm. Do you know that there is an ICU alarm? Beep, 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 beep. It goes on when the patient is critical. So this alarm have been correlated with or related with a very, very nowadays common life-threatening problem called as alarm fatigue. Now, what is alarm fatigue? See, in ICU settings, there are usually 5 patients, 10 patients, or even 20, 30 patients in ICU. And if just 10 alarms are ringing, probably nobody will be attended. Just imagine everybody's alarms are there everywhere, and there are alarms for so many things. I'm talking of a major alarm of that machine, cardiac monitor, but there are alarms for so many things. The biggest hazard is among this crowd of alarms. Just imagine if the most important alarm gets neglected. These have been studied extensively. This is not just I'm giving. These have been studied extensively, and the guidelines have been now created, and people are worried more and more about the increasing number of alarms and increasing neglect of the alarm. The purpose for which we go in ICU is getting neglected because of this alarm fatigue, and people are actually dying. It carries the life risk, and that was the reason why he was in ICU. But we don't realize, right? This is the number one reason, one hazard of technology. This is clearly a thin line. There is clearly a thin line between life and death. And alarm fatigue can take somebody from life to death. And we will not even realize, right? Next, the danger number two is radiation and X-ray hazards. Now, people are usually very much relaxed and chill about doing investigations. As and when we go to any hospital and the investigation advice, and people are in fact very happy because they are getting investigated, they get to know the problem, they get to understand the problem well. In fact, if some of the doctors do not go for investigation, patients will not be happy, the relatives will not be happy, and in fact they will insist that doctor investigates. So it is the both end problem. You must be aware, probably this is very famous, that radiations, X-rays, CT scans are themselves a very potentially dangerous technological advance. Radiations have been related even to creating cancers. Forget about that. They can create delay in healing. They can reduce immunity, and they can create the neurobiochemical changes. These all have been proved. But the most important and dangerous thing is that you will never realize it can put your normal cell into a cancerous cell form. Now this is something which can be absolutely dangerous. We must reduce as many exposure to radiation as well as to X-rays and CT scan as possible. Now radiation, I would like to specifically add about the radiations in chemotherapy. People nowadays are going more and more towards radiotherapy, but radiotherapy have its own hazards. Radiotherapy burns the surrounding tissues and can also throw those surrounding cells into the carcinomatous zone, maybe leading to secondaries, maybe leading to faster spread, or maybe leading to poor healing ability. Third and most important medical technological hazard is, initially we used to, not exactly we, but doctors used to go give injections and nurses used to go injections by hand. Now whole is being replaced by technology. There are a lot of infusion pump and administrative tools are there. Just imagine if some of the administrative tool fails, what will happen? See, when there is technology, there is risk of failing. There is a benefit of accuracy, but there is risk of failing. If something of this kind fails, I hope you can yourself just imagine the dangers it will carry. The next, I will go with the maybe a bit controversial, but then this is true. I've studied this before talking about it. I know you will be saying, no, this may not happen. Doctors will be taking due care, but I am taking this from international study. Cross contamination due to endoscopes. Whole world is now getting into endoscopes. Earlier it was open surgery, open exclude laparotomy. Now we are going by tubes inside the body. But just imagine if the tube is not properly decontaminated, then what? People are very happy. Doing endoscopy, they're happy. Yes, I had done 3 endoscopies in past 1 year because I was having problem. So it is better to check from inside. Yeah, great. I have done 4 colonoscopies. I have done 6 colonoscopies. Every time I go, there is a colonoscopy done and checked. Have you ever imagined what can happen if the contaminated endoscope or the contaminated scope or poorly decontaminated scope is used with you? It can be dangerous, isn't it? You will get a gift of unnecessary infection which you don't want, don't need, and don't ever expect to come to you. So the contamination from endoscope is now a big problem, and people are getting, see, however we try to completely sterilize the instruments, there's always a chance of error. And now this is not a human error. Now this is not a doctor's error. There is chance of, it can be technology error. But who is the final victim? Who is the final sufferer? Obviously you can be the final sufferer. So that you are avoiding unnecessary investigations. Again, the same point. Now another interesting thing is software problem. 5th point. See, whole of the medical system, whole of all the devices, the CT scans, the MRIs, and even the ICU, everything is now governed by software. Just imagine the software gets a bug, software hangs on, and software gets crash. What will happen? This has happened somewhere in USA probably. And now they have seen that this can be very dangerous. So they are now started taking backups, then in-house team, the software team. But still, in healthcare, slightest delay, slightest danger, slightest kind of what I'll say, slightest kind of negligence from the software point of view, or the bug or the virus can completely disempower somebody's health, completely destroys somebody's health. This is a major problem nowadays. Now this was a software, right? Software, if software hangs on, the process will not be done, and then it can be the big matter. But what about the network? See, all the networks can be at risk always. Just imagine you are doing a robotic surgery. You are doing a robotic surgery, and robotic surgery is known for precision and dexterity. The movement of hand is unlimited, unlimited movements possible. So you can think of more accuracy. But think when something major is being done and the network hangs, then what will happen? Something major is done and network hangs. Probably you may cut the wrong thing, or you may you may enter cutting the right thing in a wrong way or something like that. Even just suppose I'm a surgeon and I'm operating, so I will feel that part. I will feel that, oh, this part, yeah, no, this doesn't look like a blood vessel. This is a blood vessel. No, this is a nerve. This is a blood vessel. No, this is on you. Your fingers are the smartest tool to help a surgeon. Now, when your fingers are the smartest tool to help the surgeon, imagine robots do not have this kind of sensations. You are lacking, and this can be one of the great. See, I have seen a lot of surgeon operating. In fact, one of my best teachers is a surgeon. So when he operates, he feels okay. He can't see. His hand goes. He feels like that. Okay, this is like that. This is like that. Okay, this is a probably uterus, and then there's a bladder. He just sees by feeling. Kinesthesia is the powerful tool we completely miss in robotic surgery. So robot can create his own problem, and robots can have again own problem. Moving to the next seventh point. Feeding tube misplacement. Riles tube or other feeding tubes, if misplaced, can actually kill. Just imagine you put a riles tube or a feeding tube and it goes in the lungs and you push water, fluid or food. It can go in lungs and completely the patient can go into respiratory arrest instantly. Or he will aspirate and he will gradually develop pneumonia, which will complicate the already critical problem to a completely another level, which is not expected, right? Surgical fires. Now, this is something I haven't heard a lot about it. But when I was searching for it, they are very common. See, operation theater is full of oxidized gases and the fuel and the oxygens and the nitrogen. So there are so many gases. It is the interplay of a lot of gases, plus it is interplay of a lot of connections. Just imagine something sparking happen and a fire takes over. Does it happen really? Yes, it happens. It is very, very common nowadays because the technology is making it more connections, more chances of fires are happening in operation theater, and this is unwarranted. Nobody can control it directly. Obviously, it is not somebody is doing it deliberately, but it is sure that the person who is there's only one person who is on anesthesia. He cannot walk away. He cannot run away. He cannot prevent himself from getting burned from fire, and that is the patient himself. So, a lot of airway injuries, a lot of face injuries have been reported because of these surgical fires. Face injuries, face disfigurements, airway injuries can be devastating for life. Next is the surgical stapler. A lot of advancements are happening in surgery field. Stapler is amazing. Instead of you stitching it so long time to take a stitching, you just apply the stapler. Staplers themselves come with a lot of problems. Stapler may be improper, may open up, may infect, may complicate. There are so many things attached to the stapler, and I will not go in deep details about it. It is great as a convenience, but when problems are there, it is a great problem too. The last one is the cyber security. So more and more hospitals are getting connected with the data. The big data is the big daddy nowadays. Now this big data is connecting all the hospitals. They are connecting the hospitals. Means they are connecting all the patients. Means your security is at risk. Your identity is at risk. So this is one of the risks. But when it comes to health information, nobody wants it should be leaked. Do you want it? No, right? So nobody wants it to be leaked, and the of information from the hospital means leak of your private medical information to the world. I hope this is the last thing everybody want to happen. So these were the top 10 technology hazards, and I wish everybody goes through it and knows, and it should be aware what can happen in it is said in a hospital, it is said that a lot can happen over a coffee. I will say a lot can happen in the hospital. So be aware, take care, save yourself, save your family, save your friends. If you care for them, please share this video to as many people as possible. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. Stay healthy.